All of these videos. Good morning, everybody out there in the YouTube/Facebook world. We're getting set up. I'm slow today. It's cold outside. So let's get this booger set up. I should have done this before I went live, but it is, you know, what it is. You know what, y'all? While I'm doing this, how about you find your comfy seats? Find your sits bones underneath your body. A little rock side to side. Find those bony points. Let your knees be straight ahead of your hips, your toes straight ahead of your knees, your shoulders come to stack right above your hips. Perfect. Maybe soften down your gaze or close your eyes. Let your hands rest on your lap. And in these first few moments, let's try to connect into the body, connect into the breath. Don't change anything quite yet. I just want you to really start to tune in and notice what's happening within the body. Notice how your breath is moving into the body. If it's moving in through your nose or through your mouth. If it's moving into the top part of your lungs, kind of shallowly into the chest, or if it's a little more full and deeper into the rib cage, or do you notice your belly moving as you inhale? And then as you start to find your exhale, where are you noticing the breath flowing here? Does the breath leave your body through your nose or between parted lips? Does it feel hard to find your breath today, or is it coming easily? And now again, without changing anything, notice your physical body. Notice if there are any spaces where you're feeling tight, if you're holding tension. We commonly tend to hold that tension in our neck and shoulders and our upper back, sometimes in the jaw. I'm really notorious for furrowing my brows. And if you find those spaces, can you breathe into them and consciously try to soften that space? Okay, now we're going to do a little breath exercise. And what we're going to work on today is finding an extended exhale. So let's begin by just breathing your normal breath. And as you find your inhale, I want you to count to yourself. So as you breathe in, maybe it's a 3 count. And then just breathe out, let the breath go. And then again, breathe in again. Maybe this time you're able to find a little bit of a longer breath. Maybe it becomes a 4 count. And then you just exhale softly, let the breath go. Now this time, gently seal your lips and breathe in through your nose if you're able. And again, count the breath. Maybe it's a 5 count this time. And then don't worry about counting the exhale, just let the breath travel out through your nose, slowly, softly, without effort. Now your job. Whatever that breath was that felt comfortable without an over amount of strain to bring in the breath, I want you to try to now breathe out for longer. So if you were able to breathe in for 4, I want you to try to breathe out for 5 or 6. So it's a really long, slow breath, kind of like we've done before, where I've asked you to imagine a big birthday cake just covered in candles, and you're trying to blow out every single candle on the cake. So we'll take that breath in through the nose, and then a long, slow exhale. Try to let that breath be longer than your inhale breath. Hugging the navel in towards the spine. Empty the body of all of the breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. Nice and long, extended, controlled breath out. Good. One more time, just like that. Full breath in through your nose. And big, full breath out. Very good. Let your hands come to rest back on the lap if they've traveled away. And let's start to warm the neck. I'm not going to say, I don't want you to say if it's you, but whoever has that ringtone, I love you. Turn your gaze over your shoulder. I love that song. And then come through center, look over your other shoulder. Good. And then through center, look over your opposite shoulder. Let your gaze travel over the shoulder too, like you're trying to see the back of the room. Come through center, look over the shoulder again. And then let's see if we can connect some breath here. Ooh, let the exhale breath travel through center. Take a big breath in. Big breath out, stay right here for a second. Now inhale, travel through center. Exhale, look over the opposite shoulder. Gaze travels way over. Good. Inhale, travel through center. Last time we'll do each side. Exhale as you arrive, looking over the shoulder. Last breath here. Inhale, travel through center. Exhale, look over the shoulder. Good. Back through to center. Now let's go forward and back. Let your chin fall towards the chest. Notice the stretch that happens from the base of your skull all the way down into the top of your shoulder blades here. Really tune into the muscles that you're feeling that are engaged here. And now take your gaze up towards the ceiling and quite the opposite. Feel the front of the throat and down behind your collarbone, your clavicle. Feel the stretch that happens here at the front of the throat. All right, chin to chest on the inhale. Exhale, lift the gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, lifting the gaze back towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath, chin to chest. And exhale, lift the gaze back towards the ceiling last time. And then draw the chin back to parallel. Let's move into the shoulders. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears and down your back. Big shoulder rolls here. Now, I want you to start out really slow and just take your time and notice each little muscle and area that you move into. And then switch that direction forward. All right, and then let's go backwards, bicycling one shoulder at a time. And then switch and bicycle forward. Good. All right, let's open the arms big and wide, like you're trying to touch either side of the room. And we're going to go arm full circles here. So we're going to circle towards the front of the room. So just start to circle the fingertips. And we're going to start out really small. And then maybe we get a little bigger. And remember, you're always working with it within your own range of motion, your own ability, what works best for you at any point in time. If you need to take a little breather, a little break, you're going to come back into a restful seat and just relax there a moment or two. Switch directions, goes toward the back of the room. Maybe this time going from a little larger circle into a smaller circle. Good. Now allow the arms to float back down sides of the body, seated mountain. Inhale, breath, circle the arms up and over the head. Exhale, let the arms float back down sides of body. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep your arms up and over your head. And exhale, hands float back down. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep your arms up. And on the exhale, cactus the arms. Good. Inhale, reach the fingertips tall overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms down, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, cactus. Good. Inhale, breath, stretch and reach. Exhale, hands float back down, mountain. Let the hands come to the knees and just rest here for a moment, noticing the sensations that you've created, the warmth that has come into the shoulder joints. Notice the breath again. Let the arms float back into seated mountain, palms facing front of the room. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms. Okay, y'all know that chest fly machine at the gym. I like to use that as the example all the time. So we've got our football goal arms. We're gonna take a big breath in. And on the breath out, we're gonna pull the forearms together. And you're gonna imagine you're on that machine at the gym and you're moving 100 pounds. Inhale, open. We're gonna build strong muscles and strong bones. Exhale, pull those forearms together. Inhale, breath open. Exhale, breath close. Inhale, breath open. Exhale, breath close it in. Last one, inhale, breath open. This time we've racked up 150 pounds on that machine. Exhale, pull it in. Lots of effort. This should feel harder. Your imagination's working overtime here. Pull it in, pull it in. Nice and slow. You got to let that weight back down. Nice and open, slow, gradual. Yes, 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 yes. My arms are shaking. How about y'all? Woo! All right. My mom always said my imagination was overdrive, but all right. Good job. Shake that off. Okay, let's come back. Maybe some shoulder rolls. Do what you need here to make it feel good. We're going to come back to those cactus arms, football goal arms, right? And we've got elbows right at shoulder height. And we're going to take one of our little arms and it's going to whoop, our little six saguaro. Yep. All right. Now we're just going to switch them up and we're going to switch the arms like they become paddles. Perfect. Switch and switch and switch. Try to hold those elbows right at shoulder height. And it's hard when you're not looking in a mirror to be able to see where your shoulders are at in relationship. I would challenge you to try this in front of your mirror at home. Like maybe start out and close your eyes and see where you're feeling it, and then open your eyes and kind of check it out and see where you're at. And I bet you'll be surprised. One more time. And both arms parallel to the ground. Now, if you need to take a second, shake it out. And then we're coming back, arms parallel to the ground. Now this movement, we'll turn sideways for anyone watching at home today. This is a very small movement. All you're trying to do is imagine you're squeezing a pencil blade between your shoulder blades. And you're just gonna move your shoulders and your elbows back. The teeniest, tiniest little squeeze. It does not have to be big. It might be an inch or two. It's kind of hard to see in my navy blue sweatshirt today, but you're just squeezing. The teeniest, tiniest little squeeze back. All of these arm exercises we've done thus far really help to strengthen our rotator cuff, which is a whole bundle of little muscles that hold that upper arm bone in place. And when it becomes weak, we all know what can happen, right? Bad things. We can tear a muscle, then we have to rehab a muscle. Maybe we can't use the arm. Maybe we have to have surgery. We want to stay out of that realm. Last one. Squeeze it in. Very good. Let your arms come on down. All right. We're coming into wrist rolls. We're just rolling the wrists. And you can hold your hands down here. They can be over your head. You can imagine you're waving flags at the parade. Whatever you want to put in your mind. We're rolling through the wrist. Really try to focus on all these little bones in your wrist that are doing the movement. We're not using the elbow. We're not using the shoulder. We're using there's eight teeny tiny little bones. I should rattle them off and make my teacher proud, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't remember them all. My 4 weeks of break, I should have studied. I remember more than I thought I did. I've been quizzing myself recently, just trying to get myself ready to take my licensing boards, but woo-wee. Classes started this week already. The assignments are rolling in already. Yeah. I switched direction if you haven't. Switch direction again. And switch again. Y'all know what's coming, right? Switch again. Beth, what's coming? Flicky, 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 flicky. We're flicking the fingers. All right. Anybody remember what part of our arm that this strengthens? Forearm. Your forearm, your wrist, and this is where we feel that most of that sensation is in the forearm. We think our wrists are weak oftentimes, and it's more so because all of these muscles in our wrists are really weak. So this is one way that we can help strengthen and tone those muscles. I am sweating up here, y'all. This sweatshirt might have to go. All those lights are hot. Big breath in, big breath out. Try to get all the fingers involved. I just noticed my pinky fingers weren't playing. Let's get those all in there. One of the girls I've been working with at the studio, she goes finger by finger. Just to kind of make it a little different. Okay, good. All right, whew, let's just let those hands rest down on our lap for a moment. While y'all take a rest, I'm gonna take the sweatshirt off. Take a breath in through your nose. And a breath out. Big breath in. And big breath out. Okay, we're gonna bring the hands back up, and I want you to touch your thumb and your index finger together. Okay? And then thumb and middle finger, thumb and ring, thumb and pinky. Okay? Roll back through there, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, pinky, middle. I love to spice it up. Index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, middle. This is brain games. Remember, this helps us to keep those neurons firing in there. Okay, let's do. All right, so I think this is a new one since we've been together in our community class. So, you know, we've done like the point to peace and criss and cross, whatever. So this one, in my mind, goes like this. It goes go, fight, win. Okay, so a little cheerleader-ish. I never was a cheerleader. I wasn't in that popular crowd. So we go, fight, win. Go, fight, win. Okay? Clap, clap, fist. Clap, clap, fist. Clap, clap, fist. So we go, fight, win. Go, fight, win. Go, fight, win. Good. Keep going. I was trying to come up with like a fun yoga thing to go with this today. It wasn't fire, and I'm lucky I got this far today. Didn't want to push my luck, you know? All right. Very good. Yeah, that was too easy. You guys got that one super duper easy. Okay, so let's do something else. Lace your hands together. Now, I want you to draw figure eights. So using your knuckles, imagine you're drawing a figure eight or an infinity symbol. So we're rolling through the wrists. Says I have a slow connection. Hopefully that's nothing too terrible there. Okay, now I want you to really think about what direction you're going in here. And then could you reverse your direction? And usually that means we really got to stop and think about it. Mm-hmm. Good. Y'all are getting this one too. Okay, now come back to center with your laced hands. Pick up your index fingers. Okay, go ahead and bring those back down. Lift your middle fingers. Okay, and back down. And ring fingers. And down. And pinky fingers. Okay, good. All right, now for the giggles of it, can you lift your right middle finger? Okay, good. How about your left ring finger? We have to think about it, right? Like they're all tangled up, like which one is which? Okay, let's go right pinky and left pinky. Right index finger, left index finger. Okay. Which thumb is crossed on top? Is it your left or your right? Okay, pick up whichever thumb is on top. Okay, go ahead and place it back down. Let's switch this up so everybody has their right thumb on top, which feels so weird for me. Okay, I just relaced my hands. So maybe relace your hands so your right thumb is on top. Okay, lift your left thumb now. Okay, lift your left middle finger and your left index finger and your right ring finger and your left pinky finger. Good, nicely done. Shake that out. All right, let's bring the hands to the knees. Come nice and tall. You might like to scooch a little bit forward on your chair. We're gonna start to move a little bit. I don't like to be too far back on my chair as I start to move. That way I'm not worrying about my spine hitting the back of the chair. So hands on the knees, and we're gonna start to find a little cat-cow movement. So with the hands on the knees, we're gonna inhale, pull your heart forward, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. So you're making the C shape with the spine towards the front of body. On the exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, hollow out your belly and hug your navel towards your spine. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, push and round, hug the belly button in, chin to chest, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, breath, pull forward. And exhale, tuck and round. Good. Again, inhale, breath, pull forward. Exhale, tuck and round into cat. One more time, each direction. Inhale, cow, pull the heart forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Good. Inhale, flow back to neutral. Shoulders coming to stack above the hips, the crown of the head above the tailbone. Mountain pose, hands rest sides of the body. Let's start into our sun salutations. Remember, with the sun salutations, you're going to take what's appropriate for you. Just a reminder before we start into this that if you are a glaucoma patient, please remember to keep your vision straight ahead. Don't take that big full flow over. Just keep gazing straight ahead. Inhale, breath, reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, forward fold. Forearms to the knees this first time. Inhale, right knee lifts any available amount. You can hold behind the thigh, the shin, both hands at the shin. Let that back down. Inhale, left side lifts any available amounts. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, cobra. This is going to mimic that cow pose that we just did. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, forward fold. Forearms to the knees. Inhale, breath, right side, knee lifts any amount. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side lifts any available amount. Exhale, breath down. Cobra, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep the arms up and over your head. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. This time, maybe it's that bigger reach to the toes. If it's appropriate for you, can you let your head hang down? Inhale, breath, right side, knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side. Exhale, breath down. Cobra, inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. This time, inhale, right side. Maybe it's a big extender. You can stay with knee to chest. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side. Exhale, breath down. Hands to knees, cobra. Pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, breath, soften back to mountain. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. Inhale, breath, right side, knee to chest or extend. Arms overhead, leg long. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side, arms extend, leg extends, or just knee to chest. Exhale down, hands to knees, pull the heart forward. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Let's go again. Inhale, breath, big sweep of the arms high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Inhale, breath, reach. Exhale, breath, fold. Inhale, breath, right side. Exhale, breath, down to mountain. Inhale, breath, left side. Exhale, breath, down. Cobra, pull the heart forward. Exhale, breath, mountain. Inhale, breath, circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale, breath, hands, heart, center. And let us pause here. Placing one hand at the heart, one hand at the belly. Gently sealing the lips and noticing the breath. Notice the beat of your heart, the energy that is moving through your body. Walk the feet just a little bit ahead of your knees. Let's go into some toe lifts. So just lifting the toes, rocking back into the heels and the toes lift from the earth. If you have your shoes and socks off, you could practice spreading your toes apart wide. Remember, we want to try to keep that nice tall spine, shoulders are stacked over hips. Good. And then walk the feet back in, heel lifts or calf raises, just lifting the heels from the ground. Remember, if you're working at home with this, you could always throw a stack of books on your lap. You could hold your dog or your cat or child, significant other, best friend. Little resistance here. A couple of dumbbells resting on the legs. Anything we can do to build some strength in the body. Good, and we march. Now, think about the hinge that happens at the hip when we march. And we want to engage from the lowest part of our core as we lift and lower the leg. We want to try to keep the upper body as stationary as possible. I always love to try to take poses that I use in a mat-based class and see how I can adapt them for a chair-based class, because I don't think it's fair that in a chair yoga class, we don't get to experience quite as many of the poses that we would in a traditional mat-based class. So this morning, I was thinking that we would try to do bird dog in the chair today. So bird dog is typically done hands and knees on the floor. And a lot of times we turn that into a balancing table where we're extending opposite arm and opposite leg behind us. And we're trying to balance on one hand and one knee, and it really fires up our core. And then oftentimes I can be a little bit of a hard instructor, and I ask them to do a big crunch to really engage the core. So we're going to do that today. So we're going to start by taking the right leg out ahead of the body, and we're just going to build. So remember, wherever we're at, this is base. Okay? If this feels appropriate in your body, this is where you're going to stay today. If we try the next pose and you're like, okay, I can add that little segment, you're going to stay there. And then when we try the big extension, if you're like, forget that, you can come back to this. You can come back to the extended arm. So we're going to do this in 3 parts. So we're going to start with just the right leg extended. We're going to take a big breath in. And on the breath out, we're going to pull the knee to the chest, and we're going to take the chin towards the chest. So we're going to do this big crunch. I'm going to turn kind of sideways. We're going to take a big breath in. On the breath out, we're going to crunch it in. And then inhale and extend. Okay? Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend. Good. Exhale, crunch it in. And the heel can always come right back to the earth. Inhale. Good. Let's do 2 more just like that. Exhale, crunch it in. Hug the belly in. Think about that cat back. Inhale, extend. Last one. Think cat back. Exhale, crunch it in. And then we send that right leg out. Now remember, I said balancing table was opposite leg, opposite arm. So we're gonna take our left arm out in front of the body. We're gonna try to hold that right about parallel to the ground. We're gonna turn this into a big knee, elbow pulls towards the, I am so sorry. I don't know why my phone is trying to call somebody. That was weird. We're gonna take parallel and we're gonna pull the elbow into the hip and we're gonna crunch. And then we're just gonna take it back out. Does that make sense? Okay, so big breath in, breath out, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, exhale, crunch. Inhale, and you can always use your right hand at the chair as you crunch. Inhale, last one, exhale, crunch. Inhale, out. Very nice. All right, take a little break, whatever you need. Show you the next segment. Next is gonna be arm up and over the head. And then we're gonna take this arm and we're gonna do the same thing as we are hanging onto the chair with our right hand and we're gonna pull it down and crunch it in. We're gonna take a big extension, lift tall, tall, tall through the fingertips. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend. And as you're exhaling, you're thinking cat back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, last one. Exhale, look at you all doing it. And out. Very nice. Bring that arm on down. Now, while we're here with that right leg extended, let's take a nice hamstring stretch. Big breath in. On the breath out, it's the hinge of the hip. You pull the heart forward towards the knee. We keep the spine nice and long from the crown to the tailbone. This should give you some sensation in the back of that right thigh. If you don't like holding this stationary, you could make it dynamic and kind of inhale and exhale and pulse. You get to decide what feels better in your body today. I kind of like to do a couple of dynamic movements and then stay for a little bit of a longer stretch and hold. Very nice. Let's come back up and let's do that same little sequence on the other side. So left leg's gonna head out and we can hang on to the chair. And we're gonna take that big inhale. Exhale, think cat back, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale and lengthen, nice and tall again. Exhale, crunch. Two more, just like that. Breath in. Breath out, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, last one, just like that. Hug it in, send it back out. All right, opposite arm. So we're gonna take the right arm parallel to the ground with the left leg extended, and we're pulling that right elbow towards the hip as we crunch in, and we find that cat shape back. Got it? We got it. Big breath in. Breath out, crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, find length. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, I think this is the last one. Exhale, crunch. Send it out. There are certain words that I just can't say without like making it into a sound effect. Crunch is one of them. Right fingertips to the sky. Big breath in. Y'all know that this stuff lives online, right? So we're at about probably the 33-minute mark, if that made you laugh. Big breath in. Breath out. Pull it in. Inhale. It's more fun to say exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. 3 more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, find length. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. I think 2 more for good measure. Crunch it in. Last one. Big breath in. Exhale, hug the navel in. Crunch it in. Send it up. Bring that right hand down. Let's find that hamstring stretch. Whew, I'm out of breath. How about y'all? Okay, big breath in. Breath out, pull the heart forward. And again, maybe we find a bit of dynamic movement here. Maybe it's a little hinge at the hip a couple of times. And then we settle in and hang out here. I was worried I didn't put enough together today. I think I put too much together today. One more breath in. Big, complete breath out. Inhale, come back up, step your left foot in. Let's take the feet wide for goddess pose. So in goddess pose, we turn the legs open. Toes are pointed out kind of towards somewhere like between 1 and 2, between 10 and 11. We want a really wide stance. We want the inner thighs to be engaged here. We're going to bring the hands to the knees. We're going to go into goddess dips. We're going to take the right shoulder, drop it towards the center, look over your right shoulder, press your right hand into the inner right thigh. Come back up and left. Drop over, look over your right shoulder, come back into center. Exhale, right shoulder in, look over left. I think I might have told you the wrong way to look. You're looking over opposite shoulder. Left shoulder drops forward, look over your right shoulder. Come to center, look, right shoulder comes to center, look over your left shoulder. I call these solid gold shimmies. If you remember solid gold, come back to center. If you're too young, look that up. Right shoulder to center, look over the left, into center. Left shoulder drops in, look over right. Come back to center. All right, right leg, just the right. Take a little wiper knee. Let the knee kind of drop in and out. So this internal rotation and this external rotation. Internal rotation we don't tend to do very often. So the next time the leg comes to the center, can you let it stay there? And notice the sensation that you feel here on the inner thigh. Okay, now go ahead and bring that one back up. Let's do the same thing with the left. We drop the left knee towards center line and we come back up. Drop to center and back up. Drop to center. The younger kids have a dance that they have a name for this one too. We're not going to talk about that today. And to center. I don't know why I felt compelled to say that. My apologies. Thinking about dancing and solid gold. That's what I wanted to be when I grew up. If I've never told you that story, I wanted to be a solid gold dancer when I grew up. Show was, cut before I got old enough to audition for it. So also I have no dancing skills whatsoever. All right, next time leg drops to center, we're gonna stay here. Ooh. Are we noticing some sensation when we're here? Whew. Back up and walk the feet back into center. Let's do some circles with the right leg. We're gonna go clockwise. Now we can hold the right thigh and just start to rotate in the hip joint. You can just do it, letting the leg do its work, or again, if you need a little extra, you can hang on. But imagine that you're drawing circles with your big toe. Or touching the floor and drawing a circle that's headed up towards the ceiling. And then switch directions and go counterclockwise. We're still working to sit really tall, keeping that nice tall posture. Okay, that's probably good. Let's bring that right leg down. Let's go counterclockwise left. And again, same thing here. And these could be little circles. Like I'm up here making big circles, but you could go little circles. You could go little circles into medium circles into big circles. Make different size circles. And let's keep going. Okay, and now go clockwise. Switch that direction. All right, and time. Okay, let's do a little chair and a chair, a little Utkatasana, a little fierce pose. In chair pose, we want to imagine that we're reaching forward and handing a box to someone, okay? And then we exhale and we come back. We really want to work to keep a nice long spine. Inhale and reach, and exhale, come back. Now, if you want to add a little extra oomph to that, when you get here, squeeze your glutes or booty, and you're going to feel a little lift in your seat. And then come back, hands next to hips. Inhale, extend and reach out. Maybe there's that little oomph right there, that little squeeze. And you come back. Good. Inhale, reach. And exhale back. Nicely done, you guys. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come back. Imagine your spine as one solid fused piece. Inhale. And exhale. So very good. Let's do one more. Inhale and reach. And exhale, come back. All right, we're going to prepare to stand, so let's get a little bit of blood flow back into the low body, a little march through the legs. And we do this so that when we come to stand, we don't take a risk of falling. When we've been seated for a period of time and we come right up to stand and we go to take a step, our blood pressure needs a moment to regulate. So we get the blood flow back into the low body, and when you're ready, you find your feet nice and firm on the floor. We rise and stand and take a couple of marches. So as you're ready, let's make that transition. And we want to take marches before we step. So it's really important to remember that we do a little movement, we stand, we do a couple marches. Give the blood pressure just a quick moment to regulate. Kitchen sink stretch. We're going to do kitchen sink stretch 3 times today. So we're not going to hold it quite as long as what we normally do. I'll try to get myself situated here so you at home can see well. Kitchen sink stretch. This is another positioning where if you're a glaucoma patient, I'm going to ask you to keep your vision over the back of the chair towards me rather than taking the gaze down to the floor. I'm going to ask you to come around and stand behind your chair. Make sure you have plenty of room behind your body so that you can step the feet back. Okay, hands are on the back of your chair. You're going to start to walk your feet back, and we're going to lengthen out through the sits bone. So you're going to imagine that you're sending lots of energy out behind the body. Our goal is to have our hands, our shoulders, and our hips on the same plane. Again, glaucoma patient, your vision's over that back of chair towards me at the stage. Otherwise, your gaze is straight down to the floor. Your ears are near your biceps, and your spine is long and extended. Knees are bent, feet are slightly at hip distance, toes are straight ahead. Full breath in. And big breath out. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. All right, inhale and come to stand at mountain behind your chair. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is coming back to the shoulder work again. So if you just want to watch for a moment, I'm going to show you where you're headed, and then once we get there, you're going to see what we're doing as soon as I get there. So from our kitchen sink stretch, we're going to walk the feet back. We're finding that long line from hands to shoulders to hips. And then we're going to release the right arm down towards the earth, and we're going to try to let the arm dangle, and we're going to take some circles. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and walk the feet on back. Find kitchen sink pose first. Stretch out nice and long from fingertips to hips. And then let your right arm hang. And just start to find some stirring, as if you're stirring a big cauldron. This is the only time I want to hear that you're stirring the pot, right here. And then switch direction. That was a joke, but it's okay. Oh, thank you. Was that Beth? Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Good. Let's bring that right hand back up to the chair. Walk your feet back in. Come back to mountain. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. And exhale, let the hands float back down. All right, last time, we'll do kitchen sink pose. Hands at the back of the chair, walk the feet back. This time the left arm is going to dangle. And we're gonna stir that big cauldron with the left arm. And we're gonna take that in both clockwise and counterclockwise direction. Really try to let that arm be really heavy. Now you can also use this with a small 1 pound weight or a bottle of water. I've had several clients tell me that they have actually had to do this in physical therapy with a weight. So of course, if you have anything going on, check with your doctor on that. But if you're kind of just looking for a way to help strengthen or stretch in a different way, I don't see where a 1 pound weight or a bottle of water is going to cause any harm, but of course, always check with your doctor first. All right, bring that left arm back up to the chair, walk your feet back in, back to mountain pose. Inhale, breath, circle the arms up and over the head. Exhale, breath, let the hands float back down. All right, we're gonna do a little balancing pose. We're gonna take the feet out nice and wide, and we're gonna have the chair in front of us as support. This might be a little harder, a little challenging for folks at home to see. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna put the chair off to the side, but remember, I want you to hold on to the chair. What I want you to start with is shifting your weight into your left foot and float your right leg. And then bring your right leg back down. Hands are still on the chair, and we shift weight into the right foot, lift the left leg. Switch the weight. Now I want you to try to find, if you will, a moment of hang time here. So you're hanging out, balancing on one leg, and then switch. We're still holding on to the chair, and we come back. Now, if it feels like you could, we're gonna go weight shifting into the right foot, the left leg lifts, and maybe the right arm floats up. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay. Good. And then switch. Right foot floats, left arm lifts. And we come back. And again, we're kind of looking for that moment of hang time, if you will. That moment that you feel like you could stay right here. You're good in balance. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Yeah, opposite. And then come back and switch. Now, if you're feeling like a daredevil because you let that other arm come loose, and then we switch. But it's kind of that thing, right? We find our balance, we have our hand on the chair, and then, oh, I'm feeling good today. Some days it feels good, some days it doesn't. And we switch. And we switch. Good, let's do one more. And we switch. Good job, you guys. Okay, next up, we're gonna do, in about 5 minutes, let's do our calf stretches. So we're gonna do about 3 breaths on each one. So let's bring right foot close to the chair. Left foot's gonna take a big step back. Right knee is mostly over your right ankle, and your left heel is lifted from the ground. If you would like to add a little extra movement here, we will use the right arm. If you would rather not, both hands can stay on the chair. On the inhale breath, we'll sweep the right arm up, lift the left heel, straighten the right leg. Exhale, send that left heel back down to the earth. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, breath, we lift. Exhale, breath down. Now stay right here. Maybe that right hand comes back to the chair. Send your attention into the left calf muscle. Feel that fiber stretching. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big full breath here. Breathe into your belly. Notice the breath traveling in through your nose all the way deep in. Breath out. Hug the navel in. Good. Straighten both legs. Step your left foot in and let it come right behind your right foot. So you're imagine that you're walking on a tightrope, and now turn your left toes out to point to 11 o'clock. Now, I want to take a group photo. I need you to get short. Perfect. Try to keep the knees kind of heading in the same direction as the legs, so we don't want to be real bow-legged here. We want to try to keep things kind of just in that squat. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, breath. And exhale. Good. Full breath in. This will be the picture that's on Facebook when it pauses to show you there's a video live from the studio today. It's going to be this. Stand tall, because it always picks the most compromising position that I am in to make like the preview. There have been some really wacky ones. All right, we step in. Other side. Right leg's going to step back. Left knee is mostly over the left ankle. Please remember that if you feel like you're leaning because your chair is too far away, pull it back in so that it supports you in a tall upright position. That right leg, we've got the heel slightly lifted. Right hand's gonna stay on the chair. Left hand will move if you want movement. Inhale, both legs straight and reach for the sky. Exhale, send your right heel back down to the earth. Inhale, reach. Exhale, send that right heel back down. Inhale, straighten both legs and reach, and exhale, send that heel back down to the earth. Left hand back to the chair. Attention heads into your right calf muscle. Big full breath in. Complete breath out. In through your nose, breathe into the belly. Exhale, breath release. Last breath here, in through your nose. And exhale. Straighten both legs. Step your right foot in so that you are on that tightrope again. Left foot's in the front, right foot behind. Now turn your right toes out towards 1 o'clock. And now we squat down for the picture. So this stretch stretches our soleus muscle, which is the muscles that right behind our calf muscle. So our calf muscle is the big one that we can see when we're walking. Right behind that muscle is another muscle that's a very similarly shaped muscle, but it's more like a pancake versus a muffin. Our calf muscle looks like a muffin. Our soleus is more like a pancake, so it's a little flatter. It's a little bit more difficult to stretch, so we have to find a different way to stretch it, and this is one of the ways we can get into that. Breathe in one more time here. Breathe out and stand. Good. All right, let's come back to sit in front, or come back to stand in front of the chair. We're gonna take a seat. I have a little meditation to read. It's about 4 minutes, so we're gonna finish up a couple minutes late, which we started a little bit late today. My apologies. So let's find a comfortable seat. That little rock side to side. Allow yourself to sink into the sits bones. Your shoulders coming to rest above the hips. The crown of the head extends tall above the tailbone. This meditation is from a website called mindfulnesscontent.com. This was is a winter meditation, and it just has beautiful imagery. And when I read it this morning, it's like I really wanted to share this with you guys today. So I'll pop a link in the comments for anybody at home watching if you'd want a copy of this, or if you decide you'd like to take a look at that again, you'll be able to find that. Let's take a big full breath in through the belly and a really slow extended exhale breath, letting the eyes flutter closed or softening your gaze. Feel the cool air enter your lungs, crisp and refreshing. With every breath, you become more present, more aware of the stillness around you. Now imagine yourself stepping outside into a winter wonderland. The world is quiet, wrapped in a soft, glistening layer of snow. The air is cool but not harsh, just enough to awaken your senses, filling you with fresh energy. As you take a step forward, you hear the gentle crunch of snow beneath your feet. The sound is rhythmic, soothing, a reminder of the peacefulness that winter brings. Look around. Notice the way the snowflakes dance in the air, each one drifting down with effortless grace. Some land softly on your skin, cool and delicate, melting into warmth. You begin to walk slowly, feeling fully present in this moment. The world seems to have slowed down, and you allow yourself to do the same. There's no rush here, no urgency, only the calm embrace of winter, inviting you to rest, to breathe, to be still. Ahead, you see a frozen lake, its surface smooth like glass, reflecting the pale winter sky above. As you walk closer, you notice the trees surrounding the lake, their branches dusted with soft white snow. Everything is quiet, serene, as if nature itself is meditating. A gentle breeze moves through the trees, carrying with it the crisp scent of pine and fresh snow. Breathe it in deeply, letting it refresh your mind and body. As you exhale, release any tension, any lingering stress, allowing it to drift away like a snowflake in the wind. Now find a peaceful spot to sit, perhaps on a soft blanket of snow or near a tree where the branches provide a sense of shelter. Feel the cold beneath you, grounding you, connecting you to nature's rhythm. Notice how winter holds a special kind of warmth, not from the sun, but from within, from the quiet moments that allow us to slow down and restore. Close your eyes for a moment and listen. The silence of winter is not empty. It is full of whispers. The gentle rustling of the trees, the soft patter of snow falling all around you. It is a silence that soothes, that invites reflection and peace. With each breath, feel yourself becoming lighter, more at ease. Inhale deeply, welcoming stillness into your heart. Exhale fully, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Imagine your worries melting away, dissolving into the snow, leaving you with nothing but calmness and clarity. And now picture yourself wrapped in a warm, comforting glow. It could be the golden light of a fireplace or the soft embrace of a woolen blanket. This warmth is your inner peace, your sanctuary, and it's always there whenever you need it. As you sit in this peaceful winter landscape, take a moment to reflect. Winter is a time of rest, a time to slow down, to turn inward. Just like nature pauses, gathering energy before the bloom of spring, you too can take this time to recharge, to nourish your soul. Think about what you wish to release with this season. What burdens have you been carrying? What thoughts, worries, or fears no longer serve you? Imagine them drifting away like snowflakes in the wind, dissolving into the earth, making space for something new. And now shift your focus to gratitude. Winter, though cold and quiet, is full of hidden beauty. Think of something in your life that brings you warmth. Perhaps it's the love of someone dear, the comfort of your home, or the simple joy of a quiet moment like this. Let the warmth fill your heart, spreading through you like the gentle flicker of candlelight. Breathe in deeply, filling yourself with the sense of gratitude and peace. And as you exhale, let go of any tension, knowing that you are safe, you are held, you are exactly where you need to be. Allow yourself to sit in this peaceful winter stillness for a few more moments. Let yourself rest, recharge, and embrace the quiet magic of the season. And now slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, feeling warmth returning. Take one last deep breath, holding on to this sense of calm. And when you're ready, gently draw your hands to heart center and allow yourself to carry the peace of winter with you. And here we find a moment of gratitude for this practice, to you for making space in the day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and collective energy. Let's take a clearing breath together before we close. A full inhale through your nose, and a big exhale with ease. May your life be free of suffering. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world, and may you know your truest self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you guys for being here with me today. Thank you at home for being with me.